All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and today we're going to talk about some news and nuggets coming from the Vikings OTAs. And yeah, it's the OTAs, not a whole lot to glean to take out of these things. Basically, it's just a chance for players to return, get familiar with the playbook, go over some routine things. But Vikings had a pretty good turnout of veterans who did show up, and that's kind of the biggest thing we can pretty much take away from this: is who was there, who wasn't there, who is lining up where is maybe not as significant, but we'll touch on those briefly. So number one, who wasn't on the field. Supposedly no one has seen Danielle Hunter yet at OTAs. He has not been confirmed to be there. He has also not been confirmed to not be there. So that is the biggest mystery. Number one, is Danielle Hunter there? If he's not there, should the Vikings be worried? At this point, I'm going to say no, just because this is voluntary. Veterans do not have to report. You would think, though, that he would be very anxious to get back in the fold, get back in the mix after pretty much missing a year last year due to that neck injury. So that's a little bit concerning. There has been rumors going around from a year ago that he's not very happy with his contract. So is that something that maybe this is pointing to actually being true with his supposedly no show at OTAs? But who knows, maybe he is there and just watching from the sideline, but we have not seen him on the field yet as far as any of the reporting has gone. Another interesting name who is at camp and taking part is linebacker Cameron Smith, which is great to see after him having heart surgery just a year ago. To see him back on the field taking part in drills is pretty much a miraculous turnaround. So good for him, good for Cam Smith. And another player I personally wasn't counting on being part of the Vikings linebacking depth this year, but we can definitely look at him now as being a guy who could, fill out that depth even more. So great to see Cam Smith back in the action. One thing I do want to point out too is what was with these weird helmets. Vikings are wearing like these throwback 1940s leather helmet things. Never seen this before. I don't know if it's just to protect from not maybe hitting each other with their helmets. I know they're not going full pads. I haven't seen this with any other team. I haven't really watched any other teams' highlights though. So maybe this is something the league's doing all around the NFL. But Vikings probably seen these weird mushroom head kind of helmet things. Kind of strange to see. So a couple other things to look at here. All right, this is one that I'm not going to even begin to put too much emphasis on because I just think it's what we should have expected. Apparently, Rashad Hill is running with the first team at left tackle, Dakota Dozier, right guard, first team. This does not mean they're going to start this way. In fact, if they actually do start week one, I will eat a plate of One Bar's defecation on air. This is just what they do. They put the veterans in first. They're not going to just start with Darrisaw at left tackle and Wyatt Davis at right guard. They're going to make them earn it. So I would think, we'll probably see this through OTAs. Once training camp gets rolling, preseason week one, I would guarantee Christian Darrisaw will be starting left tackle and almost guarantee that Dakota Dozier will be on the right side. Does someone like Ezra Cleveland is making the switch to left guard. So again, poor Ezra comes in the league as a left tackle, gets moved to right guard. Now he's getting moved over back to the left side. Maybe this will stick with his position and he can finally just start working at it, getting better and continue honing his craft. But right now this guy's getting jerked around, switched around, and again, learning their position, which, he's going to do what he's got to do to make the team. So, but it is good to see him getting those reps now and getting used to his new position. That's where it's going to be moving forward. So those are the big things to take away from OTAs at this point. Again, don't get too hung up on anything you hear or see because this really is just getting the band back together and getting everybody acclimated back to the NFL, back to the playbook. But it is great to see these are actually happening this year after not having the OTAs last year with the COVID. So a little bit of normalcy back to our May. I think there's probably another one coming up in a couple of weeks. So we'll keep giving you guys the updates on the news and notes. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Like the vids, we are on the climb to 4K. Still a long ways to go, but we are taking it step by step. And guys, always remember to keep your skull in your hole.